Everybody, how's it going? Oh, give me a second. I just saw my hair. Yes, I'm already in a little ponytail. Just give me a second here. It's somebody's here. How's everybody doing today? Before we get started, this is all today is I have been having trouble with my computer. I've been having a lot of trouble with my computer. I'm going to have to eventually get a new computer, and I'm really not looking forward to that. But what's going on is I haven't been able to get my sticky notes to work. I haven't been able to print off of my Google Documents. So what's happening is we're doing the Frugal Living, Your Tips, live. Hey, Joe Mama, how's it going? So what I'm going to do is let me just say hi to everybody. Let me just flip you up for a second here and open the participants and say hi to Betty Randall, Celeste Autocure, Abby Iggy, Helen Burke, Aces, Jean Phillips, Joe Mama, Kim Solomon, Leanne Bishop, LG, Mama Dukes. Hang on a second. I have to get my thing here. Mama Dukes, Pete the Meat. Keep an eye on that if you are a Simply Jessica, Tammy M. And Selkie Gal, Tammy M, Teresa Pierce, Utter Chaos, Hobby Farm. Chaos, are you not a excuse me guys, give me a second here. Chaos, are you not a okay, hang on a second. Chaos, please go out and come back in. And I'm going to take one look here. Okay, because Mrs. Pete, I almost actually booted you off just on your name because we've had trouble with issues with trolls. So thank you for putting that up there to say that. Holy poop I know. I've got 3 loaves of bread in the oven. I've got, I tell you, my channel got deleted. How come your channel got deleted, Mama Dukes? From Moscow, Pennsylvania. Hi, Nancy Shell Bell, Tony Geary, 1965 gal, Copperhouse Farm, Diane Lazachuk. So, oh, good, you're back. Wonderful. Okay. So the reason we're doing the what my grandmother would tell you to save. Now, for starters, there's not going to be a lot of them for a while. Because for the simple reason is we just went bang, 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 and there is now less tips coming in, right? But I couldn't print these off, but here are some of the ones. Now, before I get started reading them, Williamsburg, Virginia. So before I get started reading these, I'm not going to be able to read these and look at the, well, maybe I can. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can do this differently. No. I'm not going to be able to look at the chat. So I'm going to read these off and then you guys, we can talk. Okay. Yeah, I'm having problems with my printer. I'm having problems with my computer. I'm just having, Mercury must be in retrograde or something, or whatever the saying is, because it's just nuts. All right. Yes, I've got broccoli in the freezer, flash freezing. I mean, it's not been a good day for baking and blanching vegetables, but we got it done. I have not been out in the garden yet. You'll probably get your Puttering with Mrs. Volfe video on Monday, and that's just me showing you basically what got done this weekend. the how he fixed the steering arm on my truck. And so Life with the Wolfies is going to get a video on that. Hi from South Texas, 103 here without the heat index. How about y'all? Well, I'm getting ready to go in the pool. That's why my hair's all nasty looking, is because I've been sweating. All right, so here we go. Now that we've had time for everybody to get in, Kate Jackson said, thanks for this community. I used to place banana peels and eggshells in a small bucket of water. When it reaches the end of the week, I compost the peels and save the water for indoor-outdoor plants. This is a great way to increase soil quality over time in your garden. Wow, thank you, Kate. Question. How do I rid my garden? Now, I don't have a garbage disposal, folks, okay? But I've heard a couple of things. How do I rid my garbage disposal of odor when I drain water after washing dishes? I've tried everything from baking powder and then vinegar, commercial packets, Dawn soap, then hot water. Any suggestions? When you're done, throw a couple of old lemons or a bunch of lemon peels. Save up your lemon peels or citrus peels. Try putting those through your garburator. Try that. I've heard that works really well. That was Michelle Murray. Tina Derrick. I have seen a few of your videos now and really enjoy them. Quite a few times I heard you mention cleaning with Dawn and vinegar mixture, which I decided to try it on hand washing my dishes since I have issues with hard water spots left on them. It has worked great these past 2 weeks and found out that my eczema does not flare up on my hands anymore. Thank you for sharing the info with us. Well, you're more than welcome, Tina. So I'll be on talking. So save your questions or comments until I get through reading these, okay, folks? Because it's not like I'm reading them and then editing, okay? Also, teach your children to sew, even to sew a button on. I taught my grandkids to sew. You can also buy material marked down after the season. Thrift stores are great. You can take old clothes and reuse the material, save button zipper snaps. My granddaughter is 13 and she wants my button collection. Many times you can go to Goodwill or a thrift store and find a garment that has a lot of buttons that can be removed. Buttons are expensive. Teach them how to thread a needle and to tie the knot. Our young people are not learning or not being taught how to sew or cook. Thank you, Lillian Elliott. Emil Major, my wife takes what little is left of lotion. Now, I've heard about that. I've heard of this. My wife takes what little is left out of lotion jars and a little bit of that little bit of conditioner, you know, in the bottom of the bottle. I don't use hair conditioner. That she can't get out. She adds about a quarter cup of hot water, shakes it up, and pours it into the fabric softener bottles. Using same as what you buy at the store. Works great, softens the clothes well. Thank you and have a blessed day. So if you got conditioner, now I've heard of people using old dollar store conditioner for fabric softener. So if you've got conditioner and you use liquid fabric softener, you know, and you got that little bit in the bottle, fill that bottle up with hot water. I'm going to say fill it up with hot, unless you're using liquid fabric softener and you can pour it in, but I would fill that up and put it in shake it, put it in a margarine tub, and then just use a clean rag, dip it in, wring it out, and throw it in the dryer. You can do that with liquid fabric softener too. Makes it last so much longer. You can use, now this is I found interesting. You can use, this is from JCD Imk F. You can use Dawn, how do you pronounce that? Jimkif. Muff. You can use Dawn to wash your clothes. 1/4 teaspoon. Because remember, if you put too much dish soap in your washing machine, it's going to suds everywhere. 1/4 teaspoon for a regular load of washing. If you have a very large load or a really dirty load, use a little more. I have an HE washer, works great. Use a measuring spoon so you don't use more than you need. I think this is one of the best series you've done. Thanks. You can also just give a squirt of your Dawn vinegar mix. I keep that in a bottle. And if you don't want to trust a quarter teaspoon, then give yourself a quarter cup of your Dawn vinegar mix, and put that in your laundry. Unless it's really, really like half and half, Dawn, and then I would go down to like 2 tablespoons. It's a great idea. You can wash your hair with eggs. It also strengthens your hair. Now, here's what I got to tell you. Your hair will get brittle or whatever, but strengthening your hair comes from inside. What's already on your scalp is already dead. Just keeping it from looking dead is the issue. Now, when I was 12, we had hard water so bad that my hair was breaking off at the roots. I had this big bad back hair of frizziness. And my teacher sent my dad home a recipe of mayonnaise, egg, water, and dish soap, I believe it was, and vinegar. And shake that all up and use it for shampoo. And that made a big difference. But mayonnaise is also a good conditioner because of the eggs in it. Now, I'm going to tell you something that I read in a book, in a novel, but it makes total sense to me. This woman was looking after a man who was bedridden. And not bedridden, but he had just had a massive injury and he couldn't move for fear of ripping open stitches and stuff. And he had to stay in that bed for like 2.5 weeks before he could actually try and put weight on that leg, because the injury was in the groin area. And so she could sponge bath him, but washing his hair in bed can be difficult. I mean, you can put a jar on the winkle to catch the pee and slide something under to catch you know what I mean? But hair, if somebody's been laying in a hospital bed too long or in a bed too long and they can't get up to get their hair washed, here's what you can do. Take a towel. Imagine me laying on a pillow. Take a towel, cover the pillow with the towel, lay their head down, and then roll up the bottom to make like a ledge that sits on the shoulders. Okay? Then take a cup of large or small flake oatmeal. Don't use instant. Okay? Do not use instant. Large flake oatmeal. Okay? And work that through the hair, starting at the scalp. Work that through the hair and massage it into the scalp. And then bring everything that falls back up on the head, and then bring the towel up and then fold it in so it's like a turban, and let that sit for about an hour. And what this does is the oatmeal will absorb the grease and any dirt that's on the grease, right? So then what you do after an hour is you take off the towel, where you unfold the towel back onto the pillow, and you comb out all the oatmeal. You take the towel outside and you flick it out to the birds. And then you because you wouldn't want to eat it. And then you put the towel back on the pillow, and then just take a drop of like dish soap in warm water in a glass and stick a comb in and comb it through their hair. Dip, comb, dip, comb, dip, comb. Dump that water, rinse the comb, and then do it with clean water. And just comb it through a few times. And you'll be amazed at how clean the hair comes, right? That's for if you have somebody who's in a bed that can't be moved. My dentist 30 years ago. Now, we don't use mouthwash in our house, but I better check to make sure there's no once a month, leave on for half an hour and rinse out. Okay. I just want to make sure there's no troll activity going on at the moment. My dentist 30 years ago, says Rosie B., instructed us to dilute our mouthwash 50-50 with peroxide, hydrogen peroxide. Swish, gargle twice a day. He said it prevents cavities, gingivitis, helps to keep teeth white, and helps prevent colds by killing the germs and viruses. He was right. We don't use mouthwash because most mouthwashes are made with alcohol. And we don't swish our mouth with alcohol, being alcoholics. But there are now some alcohol-free mouthwashes. So I might just brush my teeth and swish my mouth with half water, half peroxide and see what happens. But thank you for that. And he was right, she said. Glenda Thompson. My sister just told me a great hack and she is doing it and I thought I would share. Now this would be really good for people who are on wells or have to, have issues with water or live in the desert. Okay. When she gets ready to shower and needs to heat the water, she puts a bucket under the shower head to catch the water as it warms up. Then uses the water to water her small patio garden or for your animals. With all of the heat waves coming, this might help ration your water usage. Love all of the helpful information you're sharing. Keep it going. Thank you, Glenda. Sorry, I seem to have the hiccups. Now, Rosie B., you said to make your refrigerated eggs last several months longer, rub them with mineral oil to close their pores. Be sure to test the eggs, oiled or unoiled, in a bowl of water before using to make sure they don't float, a sign they've spoiled. Now, Rosie, I've got to clarify something here. Oiling store-bought eggs is no good. They're already oiled. The newest methods now is the eggs come from the farm and they go on the conveyor belt to be sorted in sizes and they get sprayed and washed and then they go through like an air dryer and then they're oiled. They're sprayed with mineral oil. So buying store-bought eggs and oiling them is not going to extend the age much at all. Now, if you happen to get lucky and come on to some fresh eggs, you wash those. Just gently with warm water and a scrubby. Wash those, bring them, put them in the carton, let them let them dry at room temperature until they are completely air dried, and then oil them. And you don't need to use mineral oil. You can use avocado. Any kind of light cooking oil will do. All right, but don't try it with store-bought eggs. It really doesn't do anything. Okay. Lou's Northern Homestead. I keep my used plastic bakery containers. They make nice to take foods to family parties, potlucks, or a sick friend. Then no one has to worry about returning the containers. We've seen that before. But she also, when baking cookies for events, she, turn the cake top. The cake, the things when you buy a bakery cake, flip it upside down. Fill it with cookies, layer with wax paper, filling with cookies, and use the bottom as a lid. That's brilliant, too. They can be stacked in the freezer and don't have to worry about getting my containers back. People actually save them for me. Well, that's good to know, Lou. All right, here's a little story from Shalimar Perfume. Hey, Barb. Unraveling old sweaters reminds me of a World War II story my mother used to tell. She was a teenager in the Netherlands back then. Her and her cousin were scavenging for wood for heat in the forest. This was illegal. And the German soldiers patrolled the woods. Well, a soldier caught them, but let them go with their bundle of wood. Anyway, my mother noticed the soldier had no gloves and his hands must have been cold holding that rifle. My mother and her cousin unraveled an old sweater, knitted him a pair of mittens. They went back to the forest a few days later to gather more wood and gave the German soldier the mittens. He was so grateful he cried. My mother had lots of stories for surviving World War II and also stories of living in the hills of Nova Scotia when she immigrated to Canada in 1945. Well, thank you for sharing that, Barb. Hallie Corinne. Now this is an interesting idea because when you look at cake mixes, and they say you can use water and this, or you can use oil and this, and this, and this. You can really beef it up. I also use one less egg than recipes call for. If a recipe calls for 3 eggs, I only use 2. I won't skint the eggs on my Yorkshire pudding. I'm sorry. There is not noticeably any difference. When I was totally broke, I would dilute a gallon of whole milk with 50% water and make 2 gallons from 1. Tastes like 2%. I could not tell any difference when cooking or baking either. We buy 2% milk. And I tell you, if I tried to monkey with that, Howie would know in a heartbeat. We ran out of milk last week. And before he could before he could bring milk home, because my truck was needing repair, so I couldn't go anywhere. There was this much milk left in the jug, so I poured it into a quart jar, added some powder milk, some cold water, and a teaspoon of sugar. Somebody told me a teaspoon of sugar. Ah, shook that up. I would not drink that in my tea. The milk powder must have been really stale because it just didn't taste right, even in my tea. Had that dusty taste, you know? So what I did was I ended up using it in my next batch of bread after we got milk. I just drank water all day until Howie got home. Naomi Martinez, if I stumble on the names, it's because when I copied them, they're backlit with black for some reason, and their names are in blue, so it's hard to see them. You can use baking soda to wash your face. Put a mound of baking soda in your hand and moisten to about the consistency of peanut butter or a bit thicker, at least until you get used to it. It cleans out the pores of the skin. It's great for getting rid of blackheads. If you have very oily skin, you can use a drop of soap to help. It's great for getting rid of blackheads and helps with acne. Do you remember Hey, stay gold. I will be back. I'm not looking at the things. I just pop in just to make on. Or the orange gritty stuff now shops. But Snap was a hand washer for mechanics. My sister used to use, and it was like pumice, sand, and paste. My sister used to use that on her face. Linda Park. When I process apples, I'm going to do that this year. I keep all the cores and peels and put them in a big pickle jar and add a little sugar and the mother from the apple cider vinegar that I had from before. Sugar and the mother from the apple cider vinegar that I had from before. Add water, put a cheesecloth on top with an elastic band and let sit for about a month. It will turn to apple cider vinegar. Then just straight out the apple pieces and bottle. I've done that. But I'm going to have to get, I think I would want to get acid, so you can test the acidity of the vinegar before using it for anything like pickling. But if it's really acidic, then, you know, as a pickler, I would taste the vinegar. And if it wasn't strong enough, then I would probably use less water in my pickle brine. But thank you for that. I'm going to do that this year. Yo, Wilchewy. For the last 48 years of being married and raising our family, Saturday was always house cleaning day. I got a question. Can you do, we eat pasta though, right? So would this work with pasta stuff? For the last 48 years of being married and raising our family, Saturday was always house cleaning day, soup day. Every week after lunch on Saturday, I would put a clean ice cream pail in my freezer, and after every lunch and dinner, any leftovers, even the smallest bit of meat or spoonful of vegetables and gravy or starch would go into that pail. With 5 kids, I guess, she said starch, so I guess pasta goes in there too, right? With 5 kids, of course, my pail was always full by Saturday. So I'd add an equal amount of water, put it to cook, and voila, never had to stop what I was doing. And usually by noon, because I didn't have to be in the kitchen, the house was clean and all we had to do were dishes from lunch. Nothing was wasted. The pot was emptied and we would start again at supper. Bonus was that no matter what was in the soup, it was delicious. Kids are all grown and gone, but they still want me to fill my pails and make leftover soup when they come home. Be harder to make leftover soup when there's not enough people adding into the leftovers. Okay, Margaret Campbell. This is a good tip that I haven't seen anyone else give. We had oh yeah, this was brilliant. Okay, I don't know how this would work on shingles, but on tin, I can see this working. We had an old house with a metal roof. If we had a leak, my dad would take some paint and rags up on the roof. He would find the hole in the roof. He would put down a layer of paint, put a rag over the paint, and paint over the rag. It would stop the leak. I don't know if it would work on all roofs, but it would be certainly worth a try. Isn't that brilliant? Like that's thrifty frugalness at its best. That one wins the frugal tip of the day. Hole in your tin roof or a leak in your tin roof. The next sunny day, find the hole. Paint it. Put a piece of canvas over it even. Paint it, or denim would be my bet, and then paint it again and let it dry. I bet you that does save the leak. This is more of a cooking tip, but I just have to share it. Cook rice as you would pasta. This is Rosie B again. Boil it in plenty of water until it's done, then drain. No more watching the pans so closely, and no more overcooked bottoms. It works great every time, except I cook my rice usually with broth, but that makes sense. You just, bring the water to a boil, dump the rice in when the rice is cooked, drain. Molly Smith. Thank you for being the clearinghouse of these many great tips. During the winter, when citrus is in season, I have hubby trained to always save his peels for me. Instead of making cleaning vinegar with them, which I tried and didn't care for, actually. That's my oven. I got to go check my bread. I give them a good rinse, pat them dry, and then use the microplane zester to remove the zest. I do this over a piece of wax paper and then leave them to dry. Haven't had to buy dried orange or lemon peel in years, and what I end up with tastes so much fresher than the store-bought anyway. I use the leftover peel parts, this is where I heard it, to grind in my sink disposer to freshen it, or place in a saucepan on the stove along with a cinnamon stick and some cloves for a long simmering air freshener, especially at Christmas. I will be right back. We're almost done. I've got to go check on my bread because the timer just went off. Oh, don't look at my bum if I have white handprints on there from making bread today. Oh, my freaking knees. I hear ya. I'll be right back, folks. Sorry about that, folks. Had to take 3 loaves of bread out of the freezer. Or not out of the freezer, out of the oven. All right. Someone also... Now I have a hair hanging in my eye. Do you ever get a hair on your eyelid? All right, we got 3 more. Also, someone said to, I didn't put this in here, but someone said to add, if you want to use your vinegar and citrus for a furniture polish, mix in some olive oil, and that'll be polishing woods. That's what I just read here. That's from Regina Williams. For furniture polish, I add olive oil to the orange peel vinegar you were talking about and reuse an old Windex bottle. Been doing it for years. Cleans and polishes real wood in one step. Piece of elastic and... Okay, that I got this mixed up with something else. Also, okay, this is another good one. For if you have a foaming hand soap pumps, mix 3/4 water to 1/4 dish soap. Now, if you want the spray, the Dawn spray, you do 1/3 Dawn, 1/3 rubbing alcohol, and 1/3 water. Unless you get the cheap ass alcohol that's only 50% and you get that at the dollar store, then just do 1/3 Dawn and then top it up with the 50% strength alcohol. But if you have a foaming hand pump, mix 3/4 water to 1/4 dish soap, body wash, shampoo, etc. Put in the pump and it will give you foam. I have a Dial hand soap pump that's about 5 years old. I find when you get to the end of the bottle, one of these products, I add water and shake the bottle well and add the pump to the bottle. It uses the remainder of the product and you get free hand soap. There you go. So, thank you everybody for sharing with that. Now I'm back. I'm back. Okay. Oh, Evangeline, is she there? You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. So please don't take my sunshine away. Mwah! That's for you, Evangeline. Hey, Andrew, how are you? Jazzy Mama and AK. Our water here in Alaska is very hard, plus hard iron content makes things look dingy fast. Add vinegar. Add vinegar. And if you can, always dry your stuff out in the sunlight. Sunlight is its own bleaching agent. Hey, thank you, Andrew. Thank you. Joan Bogart, my favorite song. How are you, Seashell? Aloha. Okay, have I missed anything? I hear the hard water. We lived on a farm and had sulfur. Ugh. Lost all my hair at 5 years old. Took 2 years to come back. Oof. Oh, that sounds nasty, eh? So this was the replacement for what my grandmother would have told you, your tips. This is the video that you're not going to get tomorrow. Just because like I said, I'm having a problem with my printer, my computer connecting to my printer. I'm out of USB ports, and for some reason, Google Documents doesn't want to print for me. So I had to do this one live. If I have any more, my son is going to help me build a computer. I'm getting really tired of replacing a computer every couple of years. It's just a pain in the ass. Just a pain in the rectal region. You know what I mean? The gluteus maximus. Anyway, Howie's going to come in a minute. If he's watching, I doubt it. I think he's watching racing. I took your vinegar tip and use it with dish soap and laundry detergent. Works great and stretches the soap. There you go. There you go. I got to be really careful with Howie because he wants the Dawn Platinum, one in the bathroom, one in the... Because I said, you wash with the Dawn vinegar. Don't use my straight Dawn. That stuff's expensive. Because I bought the jugs, remember? Well, by God, I'm going to have to add more vinegar to my Vinegar Dawn jug. Because I thought, well, I got, three quarters of a jug of vinegar. I'll just add a half a bottle of Dawn. Dawn Platinum? I use a lot. I didn't realize how much less I use, so I'm going to have to add some more vinegar to it. Susan Gitz. Edie, I had to think about that one. Thank you very much. I have been using the personal sanitary cloths, hygiene cloths. And you know what? I found, oh God, you go through them really quick when you're a woman. Like you're washing them every other day. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to make more. And what I have been putting, first I was using borax. Now I'm using Arm & Hammer washing soda, the bottom of the pail. And they come out clean. They whistle and they don't fray. Nothing, because I think it's because they're cut small. But I will do, when I'm done Briar's quilt, I will be using the edges of that for more cloth. So any ideas? We do at least 4 loads of laundry daily. The price of laundry detergent is killing me. Well, somebody said, well, why don't you make your own? Right? As soon as I'm done with the laundry soap that I have, I got borax. I got washing soda. I'm going to make laundry soap and use it in my HE. I don't really care. Thank you, AD. What is the best alternative shower gel soap. I'm bald, so I have no use for shampoo or conditioner. Dawn and Vinegar. I once a week, especially when it's like weather like this, like yesterday I had my shower, I use Dawn and Vinegar. Why? Because and you get it, and someone was saying, "Oh, don't use the baking soda paste on your hair. You know, don't put it on your hair. You'll get it in your hair, yeah, but massage that baking soda your scalp. It's not your hair. Your hair gets dirty as a result of a dirty scalp. So when you do that baking soda paste, rub it into your scalp. Add a little drop of dish soap if you want, but rub that into your scalp and then work it through to the ends of your hair. Then wait a half an hour or 15 minutes and then rinse and then give it a vinegar rinse, right? Using baking soda to make your own washing soda. Yeah, I've done that. You take your baking soda, and I do believe you bake it at 400 degrees for, I do have a video on it somewhere, making your own washing soda. But you just take baking soda and spread it out on a piece of parchment on a cookie sheet. Just don't stick your head in the oven the first time you open it because it gives off a gas. You know how baking soda is squeaky? Well, you want to get it so that it's not squeaky anymore. It's just not even gritty. It's almost like a powder. It's a soda. But it's been what almost destroyed your new HE washer, Joe? I have mine. I make mine and have an HE washer. Well, really, Joe, the homemade stuff? We make our own laundry detergent. We are a family of 7, and we make it twice a year. Making one batch costs us about $20 twice a year. We do about 4 loads a day. Wow. Hey, Chicken Mama. So, I mean, I'm really not thrilled with my washing machine. Shh, I'm not going to say it too loud or it'll break down. That seems to be the habit of things with me. Only thing I've been forbidden to ever use again. Well, once this washing machine dies, I'm going back to a central agitator. I would give my left something for an old wringer washer because that puppy would be right out on the deck. Or, it'd be out on the deck with a hose going to it. And I would just do that. Carol, you are beloved. I used my husband's roll-around mechanic stool when I was transplanting my seedlings. It helped a lot with back pain. Well, there you go. There you go. What was funny, Tony? Soap, not soup. Well, I wouldn't wash my clothes with soup either, Hey, Lockie Anderson, how's it going? With the wringer, I'd love a wringer washer. I would. I mean, they are a lot of work, but and with them you have to have rinse tubs, right? But the truth is, all you need is 2 big Rubbermaid bins. If you're on your deck, right, on your veranda in the summertime, fill that thing with a hose, throw some soap in it, and wash that stuff. And then when you wring it out into the one bin, and then scrub. And then when you're done with that load, take it, swing the wringer, put that stuff that's in the rinse bucket through the wringer again into the clean one. And then through the wringer again that's what my mom did it. She rinsed everything twice. I found a laundry detergent recipe that is a combination of washing soda, borax, OxyClean, and salt. Leaves the clothes clean and fresh without overly chemical fragrances. Well, there you go. Patty Ford. Hello, Bev. Hope you're doing well. We are hanging in there. The heat is very hot here in Phoenix, Arizona. I wouldn't go to Arizona after May. I wouldn't. It was pushing it to get me to go to Arizona in May. My mom had a wringer washer machine when I was a kid. I've been looking for one. Hey, Pony Boy. To save money on dish liquid, I purchased Dawn Original in the largest volume container at the cheapest possible, and then I go to Dollar Tree and buy the large dollar dish liquid and mix it half and half. Well, there you go. There you go. And it works just like Dawn by itself, only for half the cost. Perfect, Pony Boy. That's from Stay Gold. Pony Boy's my nickname. It's over 100 degrees in Oklahoma today with humidity feels about 108. Well, I got my bread in the oven. I got my broccoli. You're going to see all this stuff in a video. Yeah, puttering with Mrs. V's weekend. So a lot of people are saying they're really enjoying those. So wish I had shoulder strength for a ringer. Well, this is an electric one, right? So I saw one at a hand wringer at another place, and I thought it was amazing. I don't have a front loader, Joe. I have a top loader. And it has an agitator. It isn't the same. Been doing it for about 6 years now, and I don't do it any other way. If you can't find Dawn use gain. There you go. Chicken Mama got up at 4 a.m. to do stuff outside. Well, Howie fixed the steering on. My plumber told me that homemade soap is really bad for leach lines in the septic system because it does not contain the detergent component that breaks down fats. Has anyone ever heard of this? Well, why don't we just add some Dawn right into our laundry soap? How can't we do this? Can't we take the borax, the washing soda, right? And instead of flaking up a bar of soap, why don't we put in a quarter bottle of Dawn? Heat wave in Central California, I bet. It's always a heat wave in California, isn't it? It was 82 at 4 a.m. Oh my gosh. I wash my undies like the Thai ladies at night in the sink. Same with socks. Hang them over the shower to dry. There you go. My dad is a plumber and he never said anything about it. Okay. And I will never buy a dishwasher and I will never buy front-loading. My dishwasher is a piece of crap. The friggin' spray arms are held together with zip ties because I had to take them apart because they were full of gunk. So once I did that, right, every once in a while now, I got to take the zip ties off, pull it apart, and I wash. I always thought people were nuts who soapy water in the sink, wash all their dishes, put them in the dishwasher. I thought people were nuts. Guess what? If you don't get all that crap off your dishes before you put it in the dishwasher, it ends up in your spray arms. Just saying. Chrissy Cooper, watching while pressing the hem on my 30 reusable kitchen paper towel replacements. All thanks to you. Oh, there's one. There's a Frugal one. Somebody told me, and I don't know who it was, pressing the hem on my 30 reusable kitchen paper towel. Well, maybe I'm going to do that. But somebody told me their mother would reuse paper towels. Now, hear me on this. I haven't put a roll of paper towels up in a week because I find I go through them really fast, especially when I'm working and I rinse my hand, I wash my hands and I go to do another task, I grab paper towel, and, right? But someone said that her mother would use, say, wash her hands or rinse it, get her hands out of the sink from doing dishes, grab a paper towel, dry her hands and put it in a pile. And as the day went on, anything that she had just dried her hands on, if she spilled something on the floor, then she would, or something nasty on the counter, she would use those to get up the worst of it because they were destined for the garbage anyway. But she reused paper towels that way. Now, who talked to me about to lock itself and I can't find my manual? Did you try unplugging it and plugging it back in? Kiert call hand washing clothes as poor man's way of doing laundry. No, that's a smart way of doing laundry, and your clothes will thank you for it. The only paper product in my house is toilet paper and paper towel. Well, you know what? I've used half the, and I haven't been using all of my, my goodness. Yes, come in. Okay, well, put the burgers on the New Wave rack. Oh, you're lying. Doesn't know how to use the New Wave. Bullshit. All right, I'm coming out. Just give me a minute. Cheap Suave coconut shampoo is excellent for ring around the collar and greasy stains. Someone also said cream of tartar. Rub cream of tartar in, or cornstarch. I'm still looking at this stuff. I found yards of light gray jersey cloth I had put away. It works great. It's been near 100. Okay. If you don't have a shade cloth, use umbrellas or sheets tied to bamboo stuck in the ground at an angle. Even I use lawn chairs. Where do you live? Normally, I live every Thursday and Sunday on Life with the Wolfies. I will give you the link to that channel right now so that, let me just flip this up for a second here. No, that's not you. Hang on. I have more than one channel, guys. I have like 4. Okay, copy. Here we go. Okay, now who was talking about reusable paper towels? Are you saying that you cut up flannel or something like that? And like I really want to know that. Okay. Seashell, can you put up my Connected Hearts email? Oh, where do I live? Oh, where do I live? I live in Western Quebec. I don't know how to use the New Wave. Yeah, bullshit. You just, put them on the rack, because I wash it every time I use it, and then you just press 15 minutes. And I have a tip for cleaning rims of jars. Thank you, hey, Cal. Bamboo paper towels. You can wash bamboo paper towels. They become softer. Well, then they're not paper, are they? Because bamboo, it can be made into a fabric, isn't it? I use tea towels a lot too. And that's why they're so grubby looking, because they get used for so many things. Who is Seashell Surf? Hey, City Girl Homestead. Seashell Surf is my star moderator. And she's from Hawaii, and she's my soul sister. A lot of soul sisters here. Get old cloth towels you have with a lot of holes in them and cut them into little mini rags big enough to wipe rims with vinegar. Oh, brilliant. I use ripped sheets to curl my hair. Also easy to sleep in. Well, Briar phoned me and said, Mom, I'm getting rid of all this stuff. Can you get rid of this stuff for me? Because we used to be able to put out a refrigerator at the side of the road and they would take it. Now they only have large garbage collection twice a year. So Briar's like, can you throw this away for me? It's like, no, son, I'm not going to store it here just to throw it away. Right. And he said, well, I'm going to throw out all these sheets because I'm not using this bed. And I don't be throwing out those sheets. I said, even if they're ripped, your dad can use them for rags. And if they're not ripped, I can use them for other things. And I said, just wash them and throw them in a green garbage bag when they're dry. And he goes, oh, I'm not washing them. I said, then throw them in a green garbage bag and I'll do it. So my towels, they were not white anymore. Well, I know that. Hello, Bev. I use the cheap washcloths that I buy in a bunch at Walmart. Well, that's the thing is why would we bother if we've got sheets and stuff, right? I'm going to go through and any ripped flannel sheets, because I have a few, I'm going to start ripping them up as paper towels. And I'm just going to leave them in a box or a tin on the counter, and you just grab one, right? That way, if you use an old towel, you won't be wasting paper towels to wipe your rims, and you can reuse them and rinse them. Very good. Nice to meet you, City Girl Homestead. Just got up from a nap. Oh, Vicky, God bless your heart. My cousin always used to curl her daughter's hair with rags. You wind the hair around it and then tie the ends together. I wouldn't know how to do that. I know my sister did it for me when I was little. Well, listen, guys, it's been 49 minutes and Howie's hollering for hamburgers. So thanks again for joining me for what my grandmother would tell you to save, your tips. It's not going to be a weekly series anymore because I'm still getting them, but it's not enough to make it a weekly video now because we really did a lot of these tips. But please, please, please keep them coming. If I missed you, please put them in the comments after this video so that I can follow up and then save them for our next what your tips. Okay? To pack pencils, used a pack of pencils to wrap her hair around and curl it. Oh my goodness. Hey, Village Steader. Going to be gathering flannel sheets to make pads for my daughter-in-law and granddaughter so they have period pads. There you go. You're welcome. This is the Miss Wolfie from our half-acre homestead saying, I hope that everybody here has smashed that like button. If you are not a subscriber, please subscribe. And if you want to see me more often live, I do every Sunday and Thursday on Life with the Wolfies. The link is in the comments. All right, take care. God bless. Stay hydrated. And remember, squeeze that quarter till the queen farts a nickel. Take care. God bless. I love you guys. Oh, don't, I'm not a patriot to the queen. I'm not. Take care. God bless you guys.